Before I begin this video, I'd like to address a pretty big issue going around my channel. Since this COPPA made for kids thing, my channel, although it is not made for kids, has disabled notifications for older subscribers. If you see this icon, please unsubscribe and subscribe again, and then you can turn it on if you want. Thank you for understanding. 2.2 has been on the works for quite a while now, but I think it is on the verge of being released and 2.1 is coming to an end. I think it is safe to assume when it does come out, a lot will happen around the community, and a lot of things will change. So I thought, what will happen when 2.2 comes out? How will the community react, and will there be anything big released? So today I have done exactly that. I have listed my predictions as well as things that I'm almost 100% sure that will happen when 2.2 comes out. However, all of these things are at the start of 2.2, since in no way I can predict the whole future of 2.2. Hope you enjoy. First of all, I'd like to discuss on what I think will happen when Geometry does YouTube. So, as we've seen in the past with 2.1, a bunch of 100% Explorers replay will get uploaded to YouTube. Not only that, but I do think a lot of Let's Plays will be uploaded trying all the new 2.2 features, as well as challenge mode showcases and challenges. However, I do think this will result in a massive amount of clickbait, talking about bugs that you can use and 2.2 layouts as well as version 2 Explorers levels. I hope this doesn't get out of control, but I highly doubt that all this clickbait won't come, as it is basically stuck with the community. However, I do think a lot of good discussion videos will come explaining their thoughts on 2.2, as well as suggesting features or adding upon to the ones that already exist. In conclusion, GD YouTube will blow up in popularity. Loads of videos will come on, but as well as massive amounts of clickbaits, and big channels will also take advantage of that. Contests have always been a big thing in the community, either a creator contest or something else. As there will be an X amount of gauntlets that are supposed to come out, I highly doubt there won't be one at the start, just as there was in 2.1. This will make for a lot of activity in the creator community, with a lot of levels being made to try to enter the gauntlet. However, as there will be a lot of new features that came out in the editor, that means there will be a lot of experimenting. I do think this will damage the quality of a lot of entries, as we see in early 2.1. However, this doesn't necessarily mean there won't be any good entries, or none of them will be good. I just think a lot of new features will be experimented, but as they take time to learn and master, I think a lot of them will be misused, such as the random trigger. However, with a Gauntlets contest, I think an Icon one will come too. I highly doubt RobTop with Vibrant will host one before 2.1, so I think they will host it a bit after the Gauntlet one, like they did in 2.1. This is going to be a huge and massive event that will bring interest to thousands of players in the community, which is always nice. If this does happen, can't wait for the entries. Now that is enough with contests now, how will the community react to this? Will they be full of positivity, or will there be mass complaints about the update? As the standards for 2.2 are extremely high now, the chance of the community getting disappointed isn't very low. However, I do think most of the community will treat the update equally and will be happy with it, and that is finally out. However, that won't stop a few people from complaining and just saying the update is bad, disappointing and overhyped. This will result in a lot of hate towards RobTop, but as well towards them. This won't really affect the game or the update much, but I do think this could cause some controversy or some drama. Now I'd like to discuss something pretty big: player returns. When 2.2 does come out, I do think a lot of old players that have quit will come back to the game, as they may find interest in it. Let's start with a player that is so big at one of the biggest GD channels, AlexPayne24. I know it's big, but listen up. He has recently commented on Misanthrope videos. Sadly I can't find it, but I do think he's making a small return when 2.2 does come out. I know the chances of this happening are 50-50, but it would be really cool to see him back. Another big player that probably will be coming back is Riot. I know he has already made big signs of coming back, and he has already played GD on stream, but I don't think that is enough to consider it a full comeback. I do think when 2.2 does come out, he will be more motivated than ever, meaning he will have many big projects in mind that he could possibly return in the game, either trying to improve his skill or just sticking around. This would be great if it were to happen, as we would see a lot coming from him. Now I don't really have much more in mind for big returns, as they're either really unsure if they would actually return, and I couldn't find anyone pretty much. However, I am pretty sure a lot of 1.0 creators will return to the game, and a lot of creators will get back to creating in 2.2. This on its own is extremely big, as the community may see levels from creators that either took a break or the ones that lost motivation. Nonetheless, this is going to be exciting to see all the players return, if they return. Big Mega Collab projects are always exciting, and I do think it is more than likely one will be hosted when 2.2 comes out. I do think this one will be hosted by Vibrant and will most likely bring a lot of big creators in one level and will try to outdo the rest of the time. I think this level will most likely be a pretty hard Extreme Demon featuring some cool colorful designs and fast-paced gameplay, kind of like in Digital Descent. I also think this could be a sort of series, maybe like a trilogy. However, it would be really cool to see such a big thing in 2.2, just as how big Ouroboros was when it was announced. However, I don't think this will only be the big project coming out in 2.2, but I do think Mainix and Laserbridge may collab again and bring something very big for us to see, just like they used to. Anyways, this is very exciting on its own, and if it does happen, I'm sure the levels will be amazing. While we're on with big levels in 2.2, let's talk about a big solo project. I do think when 2.2 does come out, there will be that one level for sure that will push the limits of what's considered possible at the time, in creating standards of course. I don't exactly have an idea of what the creator could be because, to be honest, it can be anyone, even you. But I do think it will be a bigger, more known established creator, not because anybody else can, but I think they already have some skills and they have a name for themselves already. But anyways, I do think this will be pretty big if it is to happen and will push the community even further, such as many 2.1 levels did. Trends have been around the community for quite a while now, with the biggest one being the 9 circles trend. With 2.2 having so many new features, I am pretty sure one person will figure something out and make it either cool or easy to make, and people will follow on with it and make it a sort of trend. If this does happen, I hope it's actually a cool trend that you can put something unique in it without looking the same, like the 9 circles trend. Last but not least, I want this trend to just be something cool, but not many levels to come out using it, as it could get annoying and repetitive seeing the same kinds of levels in the feature section on YouTube. The last thing that I predict will happen in 2.2 will be new rising players. I know this is very vague and there is no real proof why I think this, but hear me out. In pretty much all major updates, there was a player either rising up or one out of his time. Just like Technical and Entrance, whose main break in popularity and skill was in 2.1, I do think an unknown and hidden extremely skilled player could come in 2.2. However, if this doesn't happen, I kind of have an alternative to this. I do think, and it's more than likely, the top 10 will be changed and old players will start falling off the top 10 in pointer grade and start being replaced by the other players, just as it's slowly happening now. Of course, this may not happen in early 2.2, but I do think this will start happening and we'll be able to see signs of it. Anyways, can't wait for these upcoming players. That is basically the video. I hope you enjoyed it as much as I did making it. All of this listed are predictions, and please leave your thoughts in the comments down below. I just thought this video idea would be really cool, as I wonder what will happen in 2.2, and I always enjoy watching prediction videos on YouTube. Tell me if you'd like to see more content like this, prediction based videos, by leaving a like so I understand you want more. Anyways, have a nice day and goodbye!